Hey, this is Miss Cooper here. This is your Chapter 11, Part 1 commentary video. We're moving into World War II, and our objective deals with examining and analyzing this pattern of European imperialism, paying attention to how it led to nationalism and conflicts that were cultural, political, and geographic. We're also going to be examining the causes of World War I that took people into the Great Depression and how we ultimately end up in World War II. I had to look at the board to read all that, so that's why you see my face doing that. But either way, that's the long objective to discuss the last couple of chapters that we've been dealing with. So we want to make sure you're clear on the connection between these chapters, okay? Basically looking at how, going back to the Industrial Revolution, how the Industrial Revolution led to imperialism, that led to nationalism, that led to these alliances, that created worldwide conflicts such as World War I, that ended up in the Great Depression, that led us into other avenues where we were examining how people were living after World War I and the culmination that leads to World War II. So this document is your part one commentary video. This is what you'll use to follow this video. So just kind of take some notes. I'm going to give you some instructions so you follow those instructions and listen in. So the first lesson deals with two roads to war. So we have Germany and Japan, okay, looking at the two approaches that these two countries are taking to get to World War II. So with Germany, they begin a military draft that expands its army to 550,000 troops. Now remember, the Treaty of Versailles said Germany was not supposed to have one bullet. They send these troops to the Rhineland. They become allied with Benito Mussolini in Italy. They annex Austria into Germany. They make an agreement with Stalin called the Nazi-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact. They basically tell the Soviet Union that we won't mess with you if you stay our friend. But that was a lie, okay? The whole concept of them even sending troops into the Rhineland is another violation of the Treaty of Versailles. They were not supposed to have one bullet. They were not supposed to mobilize. Then they invade Western Poland, and then war is declared on by Britain and France, because Britain and France both see the major violations, and they're like, okay, y'all, we told y'all not to do these things, and you're doing them, and that's not good. Yeah. But Japan, let's look at that side of it. So they invade Manchuria. Then they withdraw from the League of Nations after the League condemns its actions against Manchuria. Because Japan is over there trying to get stuff like everybody else. Imperialism, the patterns of imperialism. They're saying, how come we can't get stuff? It's in Asia. We should be able to. But that's what they say. And people condemn them. The rest of the world condemns Asia for that. They continue to expand, with the military now controlling Japanese politics. They declare war on China, attacks the United States and the European colonies in Southeast Asia. So yeah, Japan's just like, woohoo, this is what we're gonna do. You guys didn't give us enough in the Treaty of Versailles. You acted like you weren't going to give us anything. So I guess we're just going to have to go take stuff. That's kind of what they were doing right here. So that's lesson one. Lesson two says early events of World War II. In 1939, Germany attacked Poland. In 1940, Germany attacks Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. You see the whole pattern of just attacking, and you weren't supposed to have one bullet. In 1941, Japan attacks Pearl Harbor, and Germany declares war on the United States. So what? Two-front war. Yeah, that's what's happened. Japan is attacking, and Germany is attacking. 1942, Japan is defeated by the United States at the Battle of Midway Island. 1943, the Soviet Army stops the German advance. Well, the Soviets had to come and tell the Allies, well, we're sorry. We know we shouldn't have been over there shaking hands with him and drinking tea and smoking cigars, but we're sorry. And ultimately, we have to keep our eye on the Soviet Union after this, because we understand that you're over here making friends with them. Now you want to be friends with us. So yeah, after this World War II, we're going to go into something called the Cold War. It's going to be really, really ridiculous, but we'll talk more about that in another video. Lesson 3 is talking about the home front in the United States, the Soviet Union, Germany, and Japan. And everybody's mobilizing. So it says here, new factories created boom towns. produced much of the equipment the Allies needed, new roles for African Americans led to racial tensions. Look at there. Did we not just get through talking about the Emmett Till situation? Did we not just get through talking about the Scottsboro Boys case in that chapter 9? I mean, so African Americans weren't already dealing with enough? Yeah, but that's the United States. Now, in the Soviet Union, they moved factories inland, experienced poverty and food deprivation. They were responsible for producing 78,000 tanks and 98,000 artillery pieces. This is all a part of mobilization on all of these areas. Mobilization means we're getting ready to fight. Okay. Now, in Germany, citizens not enthusiastic about the war. They acquired food and raw materials from conquered countries. They practiced mobilization of the economy near the end of the war. I mean, Germany never was like the people of Germany. They were galvanized by Adolf Hitler, who kind of lied and were like, oh, we're just going to be great, and not really explaining how we're going to do that. And then the whole plan starts to come out, and it's like, this is what you want us to do? So the country of Germany itself, the people, the citizens, they really weren't all with it. And so Japan, the government controlled all natural resources. Pilots known as kamikazes were encouraged to sacrifice themselves in suicide missions. They were reluctant to mobilize women on behalf of the war effort. So yeah, that's what's going on in terms of mobilization in the United States, Soviet Union, Germany, and Japan. Lesson 4, the Holocaust. The genocide. This is the deliberate mass murder or physical extinction of a particular racial, political, or cultural group. That's the definition of genocide. The final solution is what they called it in Germany, the attempted genocide of the Jewish people by the Soviet Union. Gruppen is a special strike force created to carry out the final solutions. It's like totally a group of people that's like, we're going to do it. Death camps. These were the camps where Jews once were contained and worked or starved to death, medically experimented on, or executed. The death toll. The Germans killed more than 6 million Jews. More than 3 million of them, they killed them in death camps. The end of World War II is Lesson 5, the European theater. Germany surrendered when the Allies liberated Paris and crossed the Rhine River, advancing into Germany, and when the Soviet troops reoccupied the Ukraine and moved into the Baltic states, Warsaw, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria. They were like, it's over. The Asian theater. Japan surrendered after the United States captured the islands of Iwo Jima and Okinawa and then dropped atomic bombs on Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, that kind of ended the war. So that is your commentary video, part 1. Thanks for listening.